I was at the post office the other day, and there was a really long line and only two clerks. The supervisor came out and asked if anyone wanted help learning how to use the kiosk. So one guy started speaking up. "Why don't you take a station?" And she said, "I wish I could, but I can't because of the union rules." So then this guy starts sarcastically trashing unions to everyone, and nobody said a word for or against his opinion. I was going to pipe up and say, "I'm a nurse, and thanks to unions, we have a mandation law that has stopped facilities from staffing by mandation." But then I remembered that I was the only state nurse on the evening shift anymore. Everybody else was agency because the state can't or won't hire. And I frequently have to end up working the night shift because they're always short. The correction officers have a union, and a lot of them get mandated almost every single day. A CO, that's a corrections officer, told me one time that at Rikers, you have to come in on your day off. And if you don't, you get written up. So I didn't say anything. But the truth is, unions and strikes stopped the horrible conditions that coal miners faced and assisted workers in other deadly professions. Unions have done a lot of good, and they continue to do so. They finally got the state to start paying New York State correction nurses more comparably to the private sector. And we can still get a pension, unlike most other places anymore. On the other hand, thanks to the union, once you've passed your probation, it's virtually impossible to fire a nurse or other staff, no matter how grossly incompetent they are. You can pretty much only get fired if you sleep with an inmate. Thanks to the union, the same people get Christmas and Thanksgiving off every year. Like Eric Hoffer said, every great cause begins as a movement, becomes a business, and eventually degenerates into a racket.